Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. Catch Betting with the Bag Mondays through Fridays at 10 a.m. with special guest Low Shack on Tuesdays. Later on at 3, it's NBA Pub Hub with your hosts Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trotwam, and more. Coming up after that, see what the latest is in college basketball and NCAA net profit at 4 p.m. Covering UFC fights on live stream, it's the Pub Hub crew with the best bets, fight updates, and live reactions.
What's up? It's Billy Briz, joined by my main man, Brady, looking like $1 million, or should I say Christmas ready, because he's looking real sharp for the holiday season. Brady, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, dude. I've had two really, really good weeks in NFL, so it feels good to kind of, at this point of the season, start getting on a roll. So I'm trying to make it, 3 really good weeks in a row, starting with this week, which this week, as of now, on a Wednesday, is looking very difficult. I'm sure a lot's going to open up, but I'm kind of struggling this week.
Yeah, man, I'm struggling too. Let's just get straight into this slate. We're just going to skip past the recap of last week. Who are you looking at the high end? The only dude that really popped out to me was Josh Allen, but Josh Allen was in a boot after that last game. I feel like if he was healthy, I like the matchup and the game stack with the wide receivers. But who are you looking to pay up for at the quarterback position this week?
Yeah, same thing. If Josh Allen's healthy, it's got to be him. But I do like Kyler Murray, 7,900 going against the Lions there. Kyler Murray did not have the best game in the world in terms of fantasy points in his last game, but he threw the ball 49 times, had 22.42 DraftKings points with 0 touchdowns, which is actually pretty impressive here. Great matchup against Detroit, probably his best matchup since probably week 7 against Houston. So, yeah, I think Kyler Murray's in a very good spot, and it's probably between him and Josh Allen. But, yeah, like you said, if Josh Allen's a little beat up, I'm probably going to gravitate towards Murray. I really like him in this spot.
Yeah, we'll see how the running backs really switch out because I don't know, man. There's some other things that I'm kind of scared about, just kind of the game environment, just in general. I don't know how much Detroit is really going to put up, though. But the quarterback that I was looking at in the high range was Jalen Hurts a little bit, $8,600, $7,800. Washington's defense has been dreadful this year, but most importantly, they've allowed the 3rd most rushing yards to the quarterback position this year. So if Hurts is ready to go, I would definitely play him, but Big Show, can you hit the @ glance real quick? I want to make sure he practiced today. It might be under the news stuff.
I think he was limited.
He was limited. So, I mean, it looks like he's going to be on track to play this week. If he is out there and ready to go, I like him in this divisional matchup at $6,600. Definitely feel like he'd pay off that price tag. But who's your favorite mid-range quarterback on the slate this week?
It's Jalen Hurts, man. 6,600. You mentioned all the things. Washington's giving up the most DraftKings points to opposing quarterbacks. I think Hurts is in a phenomenal spot and probably way too cheap here at 6,600. So going to be monitoring that injury. If he's good to go, he's probably my cash quarterback this week. And then also somebody a little bit lower in terms of a cheap quarterback. I think Tua is interesting for Miami going against the Jets, 5,700. He'd be the other guy to be looking at. But yeah, it's Hurts especially, and Kyler Murray are my 2 guys I'm looking at this week for cash.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on Tua Tagovailoa in cash. The Jets defense has allowed the 3rd most fantasy points per game to the position over the last 6 weeks, allowing 13 total touchdowns. So I definitely like me some Tua on this slate. The other dude I was looking at, my favorite quarterback of the slate is probably going to be Matthew Stafford, man. Coming off a good primetime game, I expect a lot of popularity on Stafford. The Seahawks defense has allowed 18-plus fantasy points to quarterbacks this year, most recent being Texans rookie quarterback Davis Mills, who put up 331 passing yards on that defense. So we'll talk about some of the pass catchers and some of the injury news that broke out because there's a lot of COVID news to follow on this slate. But I like me a lot of Matthew Stafford on this slate. The only other quarterback that I was looking at was Aaron Rodgers. I like the matchup if Jackson's able to go, especially passing the eye test. That cornerback situation for the Ravens right now is definitely one to monitor. I feel like they're dealing with a lot of injuries. But is there any other quarterbacks here you're looking at on the slate value-wise?
No, I think we touched on all of them, and I do like that Stafford call as well. He's somebody else I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah, the only other dude I was looking at, deep deep GPPs. Ben Roethlisberger, $6,600. Yeah, you might throw up in your mouth a little bit. I know it's Big Ben, but the Titans defense is allowing the 6th most FanDuel points to the quarterback position this season, which is 19.6 points per game. Big Ben looked really good in his last game against Minnesota late in the game. That Steelers defense legged the egg in the first half, but you could do worse at the position this week. You might have to pay down at the quarterback position to get some of the running backs because there isn't a lot of running back value on the slate. But Brady, who is your favorite high-end running back to pay up for on the slate?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't like Zeke at 7,300. I don't like Harris at 7,800. I don't like Mixon at 7,200. So not really any of these guys up top. I guess if I had to pick one up top, it would be Patterson, 6,900 going against San Francisco. But even that, I'm not too confident. Like running backs, so tough this week. I'm more in the mid range for running back this week, but it'd be Patterson if anybody up here.
Yeah, man, I feel you on Patterson. I think I'm going to pay up for Joe Mixon, man. He's been pretty consistent this year, $7,200, $8,300. I feel like it's going to be contrarian to pay up at running back this week. I didn't really like Najee Harris at the first look, but if he's going to be under 10% ownership, like the first batch of projections, and nobody wants to pay up for a running back this week, I can definitely see paying up for Najee Harris. But one running back that we have to monitor throughout the week is going to be J.D. McKissick. If he is out, definitely like Antonio Gibson at $6K, $6,900. We've been beating the Antonio Gibson drum. Didn't really hit for us too much last week. But the main question on this slate is, are you going to play James Robinson at $5,400, $6,300? If you heard a little bit of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they had a coaches GM meeting after Trevor Lawrence expressed his frustration about Urban Meyer not giving the ball to James Robinson. Is that enough to get James Robinson out the doghouse for you, Brady, or is he going to be sitting on the bench for you?
Yeah, it's just a question mark. I mean, the past 2 weeks they have completely shied away from Robertson, so it might be something where maybe take a couple shots on Robinson to take an interesting approach. If he is low owned, I would not mind it, but I don't know, man. It's a little bit iffy.
Yeah, man, I think we're going to have to circle back over to the running back position really on Friday and let some of this injury news break itself out because, for example, Eli Mitchell's in concussion protocol. If he were able to go, that was one dude that was really standing out. But this is all stuff that we're kind of speculating on, nothing really confirmed. I feel like the wide receiver position is a little bit more confirmed. But before we head over to the wide receiver position, shout outs to the sponsors over there at Manscaped. Make sure you get that Lawnmower 4.0. You know, Christmas is right around the corner. It's a great Christmas gift to get your significant other because you never know who's weed whacking down there. To the wide receiver position we go, paying up for Cooper Kupp, man, is definitely going to be popular this week. He leads the NFL with a 32.2 target percent share. And with Odell being out on the COVID IR, Cooper Kupp is projecting to be one of the best value plays on the slate, even at his expensive $9,000 price tag on both websites. He's going to absolutely smash in this game. And you're going to want all the Cooper Kupp, man. Look at those targets, man. 13, 10, 10, 15. He's putting up some Madden numbers, and you haven't really been making money this year unless you've been playing Cooper Kupp. Brady, how about you? Who are you paying up for at the wide receiver position this week?
It's going to be Cooper Kupp, man. I mean, I thought earlier in the year, he started off having really good games. I thought at one point he might, start to regress a little bit, but he has not regressed at all. I mean, this is Cooper Kupp's season, man. I mean, he's having a phenomenal year to say the least. I'm paying up for Cooper Kupp. You mentioned Odell's going to be out. That's huge as well. And then also Devontae Adams, who is 8,900. Would not mind getting both of them in my lineup. Obviously, it's going to be pretty hard, but since I'm going to be paying down at running back a lot this week and paying down a little bit at quarterback with like a Jalen Hurts or somebody that we talked about below, I think I could potentially get both Kupp and Adams in my lineup. And at that point, I think those two are phenomenal plays.
Yeah, I definitely do feel you. I think I'm going to want to pay up for the safety of wide receiver, maybe play a wide receiver in my flex this week instead of playing three running backs because I'm not too fond of the running back position this week, but in the mid-range, I was looking at Jalen Waddle. He's been targeted at least 10 times in 4 of his last 6 games, and he's recorded 8 or more receptions in 3 of his last 3 games. So even with Devontae Parker back, he's been kind of smashing, man. $6,600, $7,100. Gets a great matchup against the New York Jets this week. Was there anybody else that stood out to you in the mid-range?
Yeah, like top-ish mid-range, Deontay Johnson, 7,500. I really like the matchup against Tennessee. I feel like they're going to pass the ball a lot, so that brings another point to your Ben call. I actually don't hate that. Tennessee's going up the second most DraftKings points to opposing wide receivers, and we know that Johnson's always going to be good for like 10 targets, 10-plus targets a game. So, yeah, I really like Johnson. I think he's always very underrated and always underpriced as well. And then also CeeDee Lamb against New York Giants, 7,400, 100 less than him. Another guy I was looking at. But yeah, lots of these wide receivers are sticking out. I like Waddle as well. T. Higgins is somebody that, last week I did not play him because he had a big price jump, but, maybe we should be, looking at him once more. He's had 3 really big games in a row, 7 targets last week, 14 targets the week before. Yes, he's 6,500, but I think he's somebody I'm going to have to keep my eye out on. And then the other one is going to be Brandon Cooks. I like Cooks quite a bit as well. We always talk about it. The Houston offense is so ugly, but there is one guy in Brandon Cooks that is worth playing, and he's 5,800.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Some of these COVID IR stuff, though, definitely opened up some value at the wide receiver position. One being Van Jefferson at $5,600, $6,200. With Odell out, I definitely see Van Jefferson getting a significant boost in the passing game. One of the biggest injury news of the day was DeAndre Hopkins is ruled out for the rest of the season. So that pops up all the Arizona guys. First one being Christian Kirk at $5,300, $6,000 on FanDuel. With DeAndre Hopkins being ruled out, Christian Kirk should be the deep threat. So I think he has the highest upside. Second one being Rondale Moore, the rookie, $4,400, $5,500 on FanDuel. His consistency has definitely been going upwards of recent. And then dusty ass AJ Green, $4,900, $5,700. It's a good price tag on AJ Green. He's been used in the red zone. I feel like he gets the most red zone usage bump from DeAndre Hopkins not being in the red zone. And then the other guy that I was looking at in this price range was $5,200, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Honestly, man, I don't like the Detroit Lions, but, man, their wide receivers have been kind of somewhat productive, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown has seen 24 targets over the last 2 weeks. I like his price tag. And then his counterpart, Josh Reynolds, $4,300, $5,100. In any situation that the Detroit Lions are going to be passing in a heavy pass game scenario, game script, I'm going to want to lean towards Jared Goff's favorite chemistry guy, and that's kind of Josh Reynolds right now. Last week we talked about the Laquan Treadwell bandwagon, and he didn't smash for us, but he produced for us. I'm going to go right back down to the well, too, this week at $3,300, $5,100. But after I name off a lot of the value plays, is there any other value plays where you're looking at, Brady?
No, I think most of them. I think the biggest one for me is going to be that Van Jefferson call as well. I like him a lot. And then also those Cardinals wide receivers. One you didn't touch on, I think Devontae Parker is pretty interesting. He's very cheap, $4,300. Going against the Jets, I think he's in a very solid matchup there. So I think Parker at $4,300 is not a terrible pump play.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I was definitely have him highlighted too. I'm going to stay in the 4K range too, and Cole Beasley would be the only other person I would look at if you're playing Josh Allen's decks at $4,900. That's a favorable price tag for Cole Beasley. But going over to the tight end position, man, I need some help at the tight end position. Tight end position was looking real rough this week, worse than usual. Brady, what tight ends were you looking at on the slate?
Yeah, this is tough because I don't typically pay up for tight end, but I think I might have to this week. It's going to be Kittle up top, 7,500. He is questionable. He was held out of Wednesday's practice, but I think he's going to play. And if he does, this is a guy that he's put up, almost 80 DraftKings points the last 2 weeks, and he's going against Atlanta now. So, I mean, he's somebody we definitely have to look at. The only problem is he is getting up there in price, so it's going to be expensive. But, Kittle is finally doing now what we thought he would be doing earlier in the season, and that is smashing. So Kittle for me, and then the other guy up in the top range is going to be Dallas Goedert. I think is a nice stack with Hurts there. And then the one guy I'm looking at the bottom, I didn't get to him last week because a lot of things opened up at tight end last week. Austin Hooper opened up a ton, and then also the backup tight end right for the Lions opened up as well. So I didn't get to him last week, and good thing I didn't because he didn't have a great game, but I think it's Ricky Seals-Jones week. He's 3,400, had 4 targets last week, only 1 reception, but he's going against Philly, and Philly has given up the most drafting points to opposing tight ends. So the best possible matchup. He's 3,400. I think people are going to be off of him because he kind of shit the bed last week, but I think it's a great time to go back to my man, Ricky Seals-Jones.
Hell yeah, Brady. This is why we love going to the tight end position with you, because it's the Ricky Seals-Jones Hollywood talk. What other podcast do you know that dedicates at least 5 minutes a week talking about Ricky Seals-Jones? Because I'm right there with you. I like his price tag this week. Other guys I was looking at, like Big Show said, Dalton Schultz. I'm a little bit scared about – I like the team total in that game, but I just don't like the game script scenario for that game. I can definitely see that game going under. The only other dude I was looking at was we're going to figure out this price range of Dallas Goedert, Kyle Pitts, and Noah Fant by Friday. But I feel like they're all clustered up right now, and depending on how the injury news breaks out and stacks situations by Friday, we'll get a better understanding. But we'll save the defenses for Friday. But Brady, was there anything else you're looking at on the slate?
No, man. I mean, I think we went through a lot of good things. The running back position is just like, iffy at the moment, but I think within the next couple of days, it's going to start to clear up a little bit, and we're going to find a lot more news. And I think a lot's going to change by Sunday, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot's going to change by Sunday. That's why we didn't want to go too deep. But I feel like the quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end position is pretty set forward. But Brady, where can they follow you at?
Yep, Twitter, DFS_numbers, Instagram, DFS by the numbers. It is the last week of UFC until there's a month off, so I'm going to be able to focus more on the NFL, which is nice. But yeah, going to miss UFC for sure. I just posted my full card breakdown and prediction video. That is out on my YouTube channel there. And yeah, I'm not going to be on the show on Friday. I'm heading to South Carolina. I will be on the road, going to miss the card and everything, which is going to suck. But yeah, thanks for everybody tuning in. As always, it should be a fun week in the NFL.
Yeah, make sure you hit the like button and hit the bell notification so you get notified for all of our live videos. Even though Brady is going to be here on Friday, we're already pretty prepared for it. We're going to get Dylan Josephine on for the channel he was on last year. He is a former worker at NFL Pro Solution Scouts. Basically, the motherfucker knows a lot of shit about numbers and is really good at player talent evaluation, and we're going to need that for this weekend's card. And we're going to go over the Saturday games a little bit, and then the Sunday games roll back around them. But until next time, make sure you follow me over on Twitter at GettingBills, and shouts to a quick clip over there on the Pub Culture Radio. San Antonio, rise.
Pensaba que tal vez me amabas, pero ahora lo sé.